Where the Tennessee Titans meet the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams at 5-4 and both teams in a dogfight in their respective divisions. Tennessee enters action a game and a half behind Houston in the AFC South, and we know the Falcons a game and a half behind New Orleans in the NFC South. Along with the Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, I'm Ian Eagle. Pivotal matchup, interconference game, and we know that this game could play a role in these two teams' playoff fates. Looking forward.
Well, and the Falcon fans are really wondering just how much that devastating loss last weekend to New Orleans will have on today's game. As far as the Titans are concerned, they're trying to string two games together, two wins together, to keep pace with the Houston Texans.
Tennessee has won the toss here. They will receive. So Matt Bosher will kick it off to the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, Mark Mariani for the Titans. Titans and Falcons from Atlanta. Mariani will take this with a running start, 7 yards deep in the end zone. Mariani cutting it to the outside. And Mariani with a spin move out across the 30-yard line. Brent Grimes making the play on special teams for Atlanta. Starting quarterback for the Titans, Matt Hasselbeck, and Mike Munchak, the head coach, telling us he has clearly been the MVP of the season so far for Tennessee.
And even though the Titans are playing here in the loud Georgia Dome, as there's a penalty on that return, will back up the Titans inside their 10-yard line. Hasselbeck has confidence the Titans will be able to use their no-huddle offense today. The key will be getting their alerts, their audibles, the cadence, all that heard. He wants to spread the Falcons' defense out in hopes of opening some running lanes for Chris Johnson.
So instead of having it a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line, they are backed up to the 7-yard line to open up the day. With a double tight end set, Stevens and Cook, and Chris Johnson tripped up. Jonathan Babineaux along with Stephen Nicholas over there. It's a loss of 4 on the play. Let's take a look at the starting offense for Tennessee. And on that offensive line, they've protected Hasselbeck. They've come under fire maybe for not getting the running game going, though. Jake Scott is making his 114th consecutive start. Backs and receivers, Damian Williams stepping forward. They've been looking for someone to step in and put up numbers in place of the injured Kenny Britt, and Williams had a career day last week, 107 yards. On a handoff, it's Johnson, had his best day of the season last week, and Johnson running into a crowd at the 10-yard line. Johnson had 130 yards and a touchdown last week in the win over Carolina. Jonathan Babineaux, one half of the NFL Babineaux brothers, and his brother Jordan, a member of the Tennessee Titans on defense. Linebackers, Curtis Lofton's been a tackling machine for the Atlanta Falcons. He's got 100 tackles on the year. And in the secondary, William Moore is out with a quad injury, so the former Patriot James Sanders gets the start at safety. Nickel package here. Kelvin Hayden is in for Atlanta. And a 3rd and 7 now for the Titans. Working from the gun, the veteran Hasselbeck airs it out, and nobody home. Lavelle Hawkins was the intended receiver, but he came on an in route, and Hasselbeck threw it like a go route.
Well, Hasselbeck was not going to take a sack there because that would have resulted in a safety. Blitz was on. He knew he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry, and it was a smart throwaway by Matt Hasselbeck.
So the Titans with a quiet 3 and out to open up. Brett Kern is on, averaging just under 43 yards per kick. And the return man, Eric Weems, went to the Pro Bowl last season in the NFC. And Kern has it come off the side of his foot. And Atlanta is going to open up the day in Tennessee territory after the 34-yard punt by Kern. Matt Ryan, career high, 351 yards last week, but it was a losing effort in overtime, 26-23 to New Orleans.
Yeah, and in talking to offensive coordinator Mike Mularkey, wants Ryan to execute their no-huddle offense often today, partly to keep Tennessee from using as many blitzes as they did so effectively last week against Cam Newton, and partially because Ryan has done it very well ever since his rookie year.
3 receivers set to open things up. Eric Weems is in there for Atlanta. Ryan, little flip, and Turner couldn't handle it. Trying to set up the screen on the outside. Starting Atlanta offense, no Sam Baker once again. Baker missing this game with a back injury. That's 4 straight misses for him. So Will Svitek, the veteran, steps in on that left side. And Julio Jones, talented wideout from Alabama, the number 6 pick overall. Jones out with a hamstring injury. Harry Douglas, who put up big numbers last week, 133 yards career high, steps in the starting role. Ryan will make a change here at the line of scrimmage. A 2nd and 10 at the Tennessee 44. Hand off, and it's Turner. Turner bursting through the hole. He's got a first down. Good block by Svitek on that left side. And it's a 15-yard rip for Michael Turner.
Yeah, what Ryan saw is he saw that the Titans were in their nickel coverage. Corton Finnegan playing the nickel back in the slot there. Misses the tackle on Turner. Big first down, Falcons.
So they move the chains inside the 30 now. Opening drive of the day for Atlanta. Tennessee went 3 and out. 3 receivers set. Roddy White, his numbers are down this year. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. Give up the gut, and it's Turner. Nice burst for 4 yards. Penalty marker on the play. So we'll hear from John Parry, our referee, indicating it will work against Atlanta.
Holding, number 74. Offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And that's Svitek, who just had the big block on the prior play for Turner. Defensively for Tennessee, getting a lot of contributions from rookies, including the rookie out of USC, Jarrell Casey up front. Barrett Ruud is back. Ruud missed last week's game because of a groin strain. And in the secondary, there is the other Babineau brother, Jordan Babineau, former Seattle Seahawk, now in his 8th year in the league. 1st and 20 for Atlanta. We come up on 12 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Ryan fires over the middle to Tony Gonzalez, and Gonzalez catches cleanly with a 9-yard pickup. Derek Morgan releasing the defensive lineman to deal with the tight end Gonzalez.
Yeah, career catch 1,115. That is even mind-boggling to say, let alone do.
Number 2 behind Jerry Rice on the all-time receptions list. Rice is at 1,549.
That's mind-boggling too.
Your mind is boggled apparently in this first quarter.
Often.
2nd and 11. Ryan, plenty of time, and slings to Gonzalez with a curl move. First down, Atlanta, out near the 15-yard line. That one is a 13-yard hookup.
And in talking to Gonzalez yesterday, he says he feels like he's playing as well as he's ever played in his entire career. Physically, catching the ball, blocking. How about this move after the catch? Short of the first down with the catch. Not after, though. 13 yards for Gonzalez.
Future Hall of Famer has been to the Pro Bowl 11 times, now in his 15th year. So a new set of downs for Atlanta to work with in the red zone now. Play fake. Ryan caught. Touchdown. Gonzalez. Falcons on the board first. A strike from Matt Ryan to Tony Gonzalez to put Atlanta in front. 5 plays, 44 yards. A bad punt by Brett Kern set things up for the Falcons, and Matt Bryant on for the extra point. $7-0 lead for the Falcons. 10:41 to play in this first quarter. And Matt Ryan 3 of 4 on the drive for 39 yards.
I did mention catching. What a catch. Ball thrown slightly behind Gonzalez. Beautiful adjustment to it. The play fake gives Ryan the clear path to the end zone to see Gonzalez as the fake pulled the linebackers up. You can see Ruud trying to chase down Gonzalez down the middle of the field. Babineau late getting over.
All 3 completions for Ryan came to his tight end, Tony Gonzalez.
And all of them were after that penalty on first down that moved him out of the red zone. Made it a first down and 20. And Gonzalez, man, what a start for Tony G.
NFL record, career receptions for a tight end, receiving yards, touchdowns. 4 1,000-yard seasons, and still a major weapon at the age of 35.
You better be careful. Your mind will start to get boggled.
That's true. Strong start for the Atlanta Falcons, a 7-0 lead over Tennessee. Falcons coming off that 26-23 loss to New Orleans in overtime. The controversial 4th down run. Michael Turner got stuffed. Cut down as he crossed the 20-yard line by Akeem Dent on special teams, a 26-yard run back. NFL Today update, our first of the day. Here's JB in New York.
4th and goal, Cincy trying to tie it up.
And Dan, you say what a catch, I say what a rush. Watch Pernell McPhee, he saps Dalton on the last play of the game, and Baltimore comes with a 31-24 hard-fought win.
Defense got it done without Ray Lewis, Ian, and Dan.
All right, JB and Coach Cowher, who will be joining JB throughout the afternoon on updates. 1st and 10 for Tennessee at the 21-yard line. 2 tight ends and a give to Johnson. Not a whole lot there for Johnson. Curtis Lofton limits him to a 2.5-yard gain, and he is a part of our Fouts Focus.
Well, one of the reasons the Titans are last in the league in rushing is that early in the year, Chris Johnson would turn down the first opening in the defense, try to make yards bouncing it to the outside. But last week, CJ had his best game of the season by being decisive and taking what the defense was giving him. The results were good, and what the Titans need today against this 3rd-ranked run defense of the Falcons.
And Mike Munchak telling us, quit worrying about what the rankings say that the running game is. Hasselbeck, play action, and makes the connection to Nate Washington, and a penalty marker thrown back at the 18-yard line. This one could be coming back.
Yeah, they're going to get Chris Johnson for holding.
28, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
So Brent Grimes was coming in on the rush, and Johnson gets called for the hold, trying to protect Hasselbeck.
Watch Johnson come out here and just horse collar Grimes on the blitz, trying to protect his quarterback, but that is a dangerous shot by Chris Johnson. Good pressure by Grimes.
Empty backfield on a 2nd and 18.
Here's Johnson
from the gun. Hasselbeck will throw it to the outside, trying to get Johnson out in space. And Johnson gets drilled by Dante Robinson.
Yeah, I don't think you want to catch that hitch route and head to the inside of the field where all the big guys are. Cornerback playing way off. A little bit of hesitation right there by Johnson, and that'll cost him yards.
And those two certainly familiar with one another back in Robinson's AFC South days as a member of the Houston Texans. Javon Ringer now comes on. 3rd and 12. Tennessee ranked 21 in offense this season. Hasselbeck over the middle, he's got his man. Nate Washington hauls it in for a 1st down. Now to cross the 35, that one covers 18 yards.
Perfect throw by Hasselbeck. Really good anticipation, too. Good protection, first of all. Lofton coming on the blitz, but look at the decisive throw by Hasselbeck. Gets it to Washington and gives the Titans a little bit of momentum here.
Matt Hasselbeck came in 188 passing yards away from 32,000 for his career. And another connection. It's Washington again, 9 yards. Washington's the veteran of the wide receiving corps, and Damian Williams, who stepped forward last week, saying that Nate has really been a big help to him, understanding the offense, learning how to prepare, learning how to watch film, and that's why Williams believes he's matured in his 2nd year. Washington banged up on the play.
So it was a real tight window, Ian, to get that ball between the linebackers Weatherspoon and Lofton. But Hasselbeck very confident in his abilities. The Titans cannot afford to lose Nate Washington today.
Yeah, left arm of Washington. Lavelle Hawkins in, Mark Mariani in. Try to spread the field here with a 3-receiver set on a 2nd and 1. Johnson got enough for the 1st down. Forward progress will give him 2. Curtis Lofton sent him the other way on contact.
Well, that was the important part of that run, is that Johnson knew he just needed a yard or so to pick up the first down. Just lower your head and pick it up and keep the chains moving.
Johnson comes in averaging 38 yards per game on the ground at home, 76.5 on the road. Got the big contract, and obviously there's been a lot of chatter regarding why Johnson's production is down. And Johnson is cut down in the backfield. Cannot break free as Babineau is there to make the stop.
Babineau actually is held on the play by Jake Scott. He fought through the hold and made the tackle. Heck of a play by Barbara Babineau's big boy.
That's right. Barbara Babineau is in attendance here today, rooting on both of her sons, Jonathan and Jordan. Johnson, the three-time Pro Bowler. So far, 5 carries for 3 yards and a 2nd and 14 now. Deep drop. Hasselbeck throwing off his back foot and picked off. Dante Robinson. Robinson takes a shot from Roos. Curtis Lofton supplied the pressure. Did he catch that cleanly for the INT?
Great effort for his first pick of the year. He's got both hands on both ends of the ball. That one should be challenged.
We'll step aside with the Falcons in front, 7-0. Titans head coach Mike Munchak has challenged the ruling on the field. 7-0 Atlanta in front. It was ruled an interception for Dante Robinson. Take a look, Dan.
Well, he catches the ball with his hands on both ends of the ball right there. Now, when he rolls over and he comes back on this side, you'll see he doesn't have both ends of the ball. So the ball moved when it hit the ground. I don't think this is an interception. See, he's got both ends of the ball right there, but now it moves as he rolls over. That, to me, is not possession.
At the end of the play, Matt Hasselbeck making his case.
Great effort, though. You got to give Robinson a lot of credit for that dive to grab that ball. The pressure on Hasselbeck is what caused that throw, that early throw. He's trying to get rid of it. Robinson saw it all the way.
It was a 2nd and 14, so it would be 3rd and 14 if it gets reversed. It's taken a while here, which leads you to believe that this might be reversed.
Yeah, that usually is the case because they got to look at the time on the clock, where the ball was on the field.
And now John Perry has taken the headset off. Will Hasselbeck and the Titans offense be returning to the field?
After reviewing the play stands as called.
Wow.
Tennessee has been charged with
I just hate interceptions. I'm sorry.
Is that what it is?
That's my bad. I threw enough of them.
Did you just have a flashback of some sort?
Well, Matt has thrown 136 now, so he's catching up.
So Dante Robinson, his first pick of the season, and the Falcons again take over in Tennessee territory. Same line of scrimmage from where Atlanta opened its drive last possession. Turner swung down. Barrett Ruud back from injury. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Stay in the game all season long with the NFL's new selection of mobile apps. Get unparalleled access to stats, fantasy news, video, and more. Go to NFL.com/mobile today. 5 receiver set here for Ryan and the Falcons on a 2nd and 13. Playing without Julio Jones, who Matt Ryan said has a chance to be as good as anybody at the wide receiver position in the league. From the gun, Ryan underneath, getting Roddy White involved with a modest gain on 2nd down of 4 yards. Working against Jason McCourty, it sets up 3rd and long.
You can see the plan now for the Falcons. It is to spread the Titan defense out. They were in a 5 receiver set that time, but one of those 5 receivers in the slot was Michael Turner, who was really not going to be much of a threat down the field.
Jones suffered that hamstring injury 2nd quarter last week. against New Orleans. And the Falcons come in a game and a half behind the Saints in the NFC South. The Saints are on their bye week. Tennessee a game and a half behind Houston, and they know the door is open now with the Matt Schaub injury. Flags down. Ryan throws. Harry Douglas well short of a first down, but there was movement on the right side of the Tennessee line, left side of the Atlanta offensive line.
Offside. Defense. Number 24. 5-yard penalty. Will replay. Third down.
So Chris Hope was trying to get the jump. Played for the first time last week since October the 2nd because of a broken left forearm.
Yeah, he's coming all the way. You can see that little move right there is enough to get him into the neutral zone. And a costly penalty because the Titans had stopped the Falcons on that third down.
And third penalty against the Titans here in the early going, down to 4:20 to play in this first quarter, and a 3rd and 4 now for Atlanta. Ryan got time to throw, a couple of pumps. Now he's under pressure, and Ryan on the move connects with Jason Snelling. First down, Falcons, depending on the spot. William Hayes gave chase to Matt Ryan.
Great effort by Snelling. And how about that pass protection for Ryan? And that is a catch. He got his left arm under this ball as he went to the ground.
And it is enough to move the chains inside the 35 of Tennessee. Falcons with a 7-0 lead on the move once again. This comes off the Matt Hasselbeck interception. On a give, Turner turns it upfield. And Turner leaning forward as he is brought down to the 25 by Chris Hope. It's a 9-yard gain for Michael Turner.
Yeah, the stretch play, and Turner runs this about as well as anybody, especially when he gets headed straight up the field with all that power at 245 pounds.
Dime package here for Tennessee. 2nd and 1 now for Atlanta. Falcons haven't lost consecutive games since December of '09. That's a span of 28 games. Trying to avoid back-to-back losses here. 2nd and 1. It's Turner, first down. Michael Turner, bruising style, 4-yard pickup for Turner, who's been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times during his 8-year NFL career. 6 rushing touchdowns in the last 6 games for Turner. Now here's the no huddle for Atlanta. Ryan takes a crack at the end zone. Roddy White was out of bounds. Terrific grab by White, but that ball kept carrying on the Pro Bowl receiver.
Good tight coverage by Jason McCourty. Babineau coming over to help. Ryan that time went right to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball quickly, trying to catch the Titans off guard, but could not fool McCourty or Babineau.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. 7th play of the drive. Check into a running play, and it's Michael Turner. Some pushing and shoving as the whistle was blown. Derek Morgan combining with Jason Jones to bring down Turner after the gain of 4.5.
4.5, that's right at Turner's average for this season.
Number 12 offense in the NFL, averaging 362 yards per game. Number 12 in rushing, number 12 in passing. They've been very consistent. 3rd and 6. Down to 1:37 to go in this first quarter from the gun. Ryan connects with Roddy White, and he's got a first down now at the 5. 12 yards on the pass and catch. 1st and goal, Atlanta.
Now you can see the trust between Ryan and White. Look how soon Ryan threw that ball. He knew that Roddy White would go in and get it, and by leading him to the inside that way, White picked up extra yards.
Falcons looking to add to their lead. Audible from Ryan, 1st and goal, just outside the 5-yard line. Fake the handoff. Ryan, deep drop. Good coverage downfield. Ryan looks, and Ryan throws it away. Malcolm Shepard among those putting a little heat on Matt Ryan. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and once Shepard fell down, that gave Ryan extra time to survey the field. He was tempted to throw the ball all the way back to the other side of the field, thought better of it, and just threw it out of the back of the end zone. Smart play.
10th play of the drive. 4 rushes, 5 passes. Falcons leading 7-0. 2nd and goal for Atlanta. Running play. Turner. Michael Turner extending, but just a little bit short of the goal line. So a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and goal.
The Titans had a shot at him in the backfield. Again, it's Malcolm Shepard right there. Can't bring him down. And then once he gets headed that way, man, there's no stopping him.
Take a look at the game clock and the play clock. Falcons do not have to run a play here, and they won't. So Atlanta will have a 3rd and goal situation to open up the 2nd quarter when we come back. The Falcons in front, 7-0 over Tennessee. The NFL on CBS will continue Week 11 when we come back. Cloudy day here in the South, Atlanta, Georgia, where the Falcons lead the Titans 7-0. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew, producer Ken Mack, director Suzanne Smith. 3rd and goal for Atlanta at the 1. Ryan on a give. Michael Turner is stuffed. Turner with the 2nd effort. Did they rule him down? They did. Akeem Ayers and Barrett Ruud. And now what do you do if you're Mike Smith? You faced a 4th down last week in overtime and made the decision to go for it against the New Orleans Saints instead of punting.
It looked like Turner was handing the ball off to Justin Blaylock, and Blaylock doing the Marine crawl into the end zone. They're not going to go for it. I would like to have seen him go for it. Kind of exercise those devils.
So Matt Bryant comes on for a 19-yard field goal attempt. Bosher holds it, and Bryant drills it for a 10-0 Atlanta lead. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Direct TV. 10-0 Falcons leading the Titans. Early stages of the 2nd quarter. Titans with the football. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the gun, Hasselbeck. Ball was tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted.
This is a quarterback's worst nightmare. Watch number 93 here, Ray Edwards, get his right hand up. 6'5", doesn't have a lot of sacks this year, but a lot of pressures.
Running play for Johnson, and nothing there. Trying to run off tackle to the left. Curtis Lofton combining with James Sanders, and just a 2-yard gain for Johnson, and brings up 3rd and 8 now for Tennessee.
That's a major focus of every team that plays Tennessee, is not let Johnson get to the outside. Keep good leverage on him. Play with that inside shoulder and look for the cutback, but do not let him get around the corner.
Last in the NFL in rushing, 81.3 yards per game. Passing situation here on a 3rd and 8. Hasselbeck steps up, and Hasselbeck will run for the 1st down. Matt Hasselbeck, the slide just short of the 40-yard line. The 35-year-old scampering away from Dante Robinson to move the chains.
Well, the veteran will step up into the pocket. He knows it's man-to-man because everybody's got their backs to him. Knows what he needs. How about the move right there on Robinson to pick up the 1st down? Not bad.
So 1st and 10, just short of the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the carry for Hasselbeck. And he'll make a change here, working out of the gun. On a quick throw, Damian Williams, it's ruled incomplete. Robinson with the coverage.
This is such a laid-back crowd. The Titans are in a no-huddle offense. Hasselbeck's calling the plays at the line of scrimmage, and the crowd is totally letting him do it. Not affecting the Titans at all. Maybe they're bored with this 10-0 lead.
2nd and 10 here for Tennessee. On the delay. And Johnson. Little juke move across the 40. Penalty marker thrown.
Holding
behind him.
Number 73. Offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's Jake Scott called on the hold. So back it up for Tennessee.
Well, Scott got away with one earlier, but you can see right at the point of attack, Babineau even raises his arms to draw attention to the hold. And a good run by Johnson is nullified and upsets the head coach.
Now the Titans come into today number 4 in the NFL in penalty yards overall, behind Oakland, Carolina, and Arizona. That's 4 penalties for 35. Swing it out for Johnson. And Johnson able to dance his way across the 30-yard line. Ray Edwards will get credit for the stop. Turns out to be a 3.5, 4-yard gain for Johnson.
That just shows you how critical a holding penalty on 1st down is. The Falcons were able to overcome it with 3 straight passes to Tony Gonzalez on their first drive. We can see right now if Hasselbeck and the Titans could do the same.
2nd of 3 straight games against NFC South team last week. And they'll be home for Tampa Bay next week. And a 3rd and 16 for Tennessee. Hasselbeck. Incomplete. It's broken up. Damian Williams with Brent Grimes. Hasselbeck really praised Grimes in his preparation. Said that Grimes stood out defensively for this squad.
And he stood out on that play because Hasselbeck, again, under pressure. The blitz was coming. Man-to-man on the outside. He threw the ball early. But great reaction by Grimes to break it up.
Brett Kern. First punt was 34 yards. It set up Atlanta nicely in Tennessee territory on the Falcons' opening drive. Eric Weems standing at his own 15-yard line. And this time, Kern got all of it. Weems fields. And Weems spilled out across the 20-yard line. A 57-yard punt, 11-yard return. First quarter, Ryan to Gonzalez. That was the combination that got Atlanta on the board first. Mike Munchak said Matt Hasselbeck has really become the leader of this Tennessee team. Very quickly voted one of the captains of this squad, and right now Atlanta has got the 10-0 advantage on Tennessee. Matt Ryan throwing on 1st down and complete to Harry Douglas. That was the first play from scrimmage so far in this first half on Atlanta's end of the field.
They're not going to be on their end of the field very long. If the Titans don't get a better pass rush, that was a beautiful 21-yard completion.
Ryan is now 7 of 10 for 80 yards. On a give, Turner's got a running lane. Now, Jordan Babineau described Turner as a guy, he runs into the pile, you watch him on film, then he emerges somehow with a 30-yard run. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
Looks like Derek Morgan has a bad wheel as he takes a knee, and he's going to be helped off with the training staff. But this defensive line, Titans like to rotate, but with the no huddle, it prevents them from moving in and out with substitutes along that defensive line.
Rookies Jarrell Casey, Carl Klug have been impact players. Last week against Carolina, Tennessee started the youngest defense in the NFL. That was with Colin McCarthy getting the start at middle linebacker, 23-year-old replacing Barrett Root, a 28-year-old who was out with injury. Morgan's going to limp off on his own.
And they had 5 sacks against Cam Newton, which is not an easy thing to do. They have 19 sacks on the year, but they've spread them around to 12 different players. So this is smart by the Falcons to go with their no huddle, especially here at home, where they can communicate everything they need to right from the line of scrimmage. And Ryan told us he just likes it. He puts him in charge. He's done it for a long time, back in college at BC, and ever since he's been here with Mike Malarkey and Mike Smith.
Well, a couple of BC guys. You got Matt Ryan and Matt Hasselbeck. Both were winners in college and put up impressive stats. Hasselbeck, all-time leading passer in BC college football history, and guy by the name of Doug Flutie in there as well. 2nd and 4 now for the Falcons. 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Kerry Meyer is in. First-year wideout from Kansas, spent last year on IR with a knee injury. Turner sheds one tackle, and Michael Turner breaking to the second level and beyond. Michael Turner just kept the legs churning and turned it into a 35-yard gain for the Falcons.
Yeah, and he did it not just with power, but with real subtle moves, making tacklers miss, and then the signature shot right there on Michael Griffin.
So the Falcons once again in the red zone. On first down, Snelling gets the opportunity and stumbled a bit going up the gut. Babineau made sure he went down, and to gain a 4.5 on the play.
And what a great effort Snelling gave Mike Smith and the Falcons last week on that touchdown catch when he ran through and over about 8 New Orleans Saints.
Touchdown and a field goal so far in the red zone today. Keep it on the ground for Snelling. And fighting for extra yards, Jason Jones was there among other Tennessee defenders to limit him to a gain of a yard, yard and a half. So 3rd down now for the Falcons. They are inside the 15. Shotgun for Ryan. Change here for Ryan and the Falcons. 159 yards of offense for Atlanta, 58 for Tennessee. Ryan looks, throws underneath. Snelling with a flag down. And Jason Snelling is wrestled down to the turf.
It's going to be pass interference or holding against the Titans defense.
Pass interference, offense, number 14, 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
So they get Eric Weems on the offensive pass interference.
Yeah, that's what I get for reading the officials. He signaled to the left, and now he changed his mind there. You see the flag come in. Weems was out in front blocking, trying to clear the way for Snelling. That is a good call.
So Weems called on the hug of Alteron Werner. Jacquizz Rodgers is in. Rookie out of Oregon State, all 5'6", 196 pounds of him. Thanks for pointing him out.
He fits in the circle easily.
Yeah. 3rd and 15. Ryan throws, out route to Weems, and forced out of bounds, short of the 1st down. Jason McCourty over there. They pick up 7, and the field goal unit will come back on for Atlanta.
Well, again, a penalty just kills a drive. This time Weems with the pass interference. Another good stand, though, for the Titans. They had the goal line stand last time the Falcons were down here, forced a field goal.
Well, Tennessee comes in number 7 in the NFL in points allowed, 19 points per game. But Atlanta with a chance now to make it a 13-0 lead. 33-yard field goal attempt from Matt Bryant. And Bryant squeezes that one through. 13-point lead for Mike Smith's club. We are in the second quarter in Atlanta. Penalty on Eric Weems of the Atlanta Falcons, pass interference. And then the Falcons unable to get the 1st down, had to settle for a field goal and a 13-0 advantage on Tennessee. Titans with Cincinnati is drilled short of the 15-yard line by Antone Smith. More second quarter action when we come back.
Check on the rep. Yep, second and none.
Check on the rep, second and none, yeah. This is how we get this done. Check on the rep, second and none.
13th all-time meeting between these two teams. Tennessee leads the series with a 7-5 record. Chris Johnson getting the carry and met by Jonathan Babineau as he picks up 2 yards on the play. Titans have knocked off the Falcons 5 straight times in the series. Last meeting was October of 2007, a 20-13 Tennessee win.
A frustrating first half so far for Chris Johnson.
7 carries, 7 yards. Gets another opportunity here and absorbed the hit. Took the shot from James Sanders, the former 4th-round pick of the Patriots. And again, Johnson limited to just 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, just tremendous pursuit by the Falcons. Look at all the red shirts there. Grimes sells out to take out the interference. Sanders comes over with a lot of help.
Well, Mike Munchak, we asked him about Chris Johnson. He said the frustration level was very high through the first 8 weeks. He said he's practiced harder this season than he has in the previous 3 years. That doesn't necessarily mean that it translates to Sunday, but nobody's pointed fingers. And when you're last in the league at something, everybody's going to share the blame. Shotgun, Hasselbeck on 3rd and 6, and they convert for the pass to Nate Washington and a first down just across the 25-yard line. That covers 8 yards.
And the frustrating thing for Titans and the Titan fans is it's the same offensive line.
Yep.
And you've added Bruce Matthews as your offensive line coach, promoted your old offensive line coach to head coach. You think you might run the ball better.
2 Hall of Famers.
Absolutely.
On first down for Tennessee. Johnson trying to take it to the outside, but again Atlanta's pursuit, and they were able to seal him in and not allow him to get to the edge. A 2.5-yard gain.
This defense led by Brian Van Gorders. We've got a Titan down. Is that David Stewart?
It is. Starting right tackle, known as Big Country at 6'7", 315 pounds, originally from Alabama. Step aside. Back in Atlanta, where the Falcons lead 13-0. David Stewart looked like training staff was taking a look at his right calf. Mike Otto has stepped in to replace him. Javon Ringer in the backfield on 2nd and 7. Hasselbeck avoids the rush and almost picked off. Ball was once again tipped, and Lawrence Sidbury had a chance at the INT off the juggle.
Well, the pressure's just been constant on Hasselbeck. He steps into the pocket right here, tries to get rid of the ball. Babineau almost knocks it over to his partner there, Sidbury, and Sidbury may have taken that one to the house.
Third and 7 now. So we're just talking about how durable this offensive line has been. One of just 5 teams in the NFL to have the same starters every week on the O-line. 3rd and 7. Sling to Ringer. And Ringer creating after the catch. He's got a first down for Tennessee. Made a man miss. It was Kelvin Hayden, and turns it into an 8-yard gain.
Great play by Javon Ringer. Very decisive after the catch. I mean, he catches this ball almost in the backfield, and it's got to make something out of it. Just a 3-man rush for the Falcons, 8 in the defense in the back end, and still Ringer picks up the first down. Great play.
Hasselbeck is now 6 of 12, and he threw his 8th interception of the season. A dart couldn't be handled by Javon Ringer. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that was too hard. That was a dart and thrown just slightly behind Ringer. He had a blocker out in front, might have been able to make something on the perimeter. But that's what pressure does to a quarterback. It speeds him up, makes him throw the ball more quickly, and sometimes too hard.
So Stewart trying to walk it off along the Tennessee sideline. We asked Matt Hasselbeck about this team. He said so many different personalities. It's a good group up front. He's gotten to know their tendencies being around them every day. Of course, his first year with Tennessee after a number of years with Seattle. Jared Cook coughs up the football. And it was whistled dead. Curtis Lofton thought he had a Johnny-on-the-spot moment. It'll go down as a loss of 4 on the play.
Well, I didn't hear a whistle either. His forward progress was stopped, but do you hear a whistle?
Yep. A long extended whistle, in fact. I couldn't hear it from up here either.
There was bouncing of the ball that they tried to stop a potential touchdown with that whistle. They did.
3rd and 14 now. Crowd coming alive. Trying to disrupt Hasselbeck. And a low throw. He was pressured in the direction of Jared Cook, and John Abraham put the heat on Matt Hasselbeck. Titans are forced to punt once again.
Yeah, Abraham has been bothered by a groin for most of the year. Still not 100%, but what he can do, move the quarterback around, put pressure on him. He's done it throughout his career. That time, he caused that incompletion.
And Kelvin Hayden is down for Atlanta. So we've seen Hayden in the nickel package for the Falcons. They're down a defensive back with William Moore sitting this one out with a quad injury. Hayden, the former Indianapolis Colt, of course, had that interception for a touchdown in the Colts Super Bowl victory. 2nd round pick back in 2005.
And very important as the nickelback. That will cause adjustments for the Falcons.
Tennessee will punt when. And rejoining you here in the capital of Georgia, Atlanta, at the Georgia Dome, which opened back in 1992, hosted Super Bowls 28 and 34, and the Falcons with a 13-0 lead as medical staff checks out Kelvin Hayden on the Falcons sideline. Brett Kern will punt it. Eric Weems standing at his own 14-yard line. Weems moves forward, and fair catch called for at the 23, 44-yard punt. The Home Depot SEC on CBS heats up the holiday. 2 games, major championship implications. First on Friday, you've got number 6 Arkansas. They're number 6 right now. They take on the number 1 ranked team in the land, LSU. Then on Saturday, number 3 Alabama. Obviously, Dan thinks these numbers are going to change around.
Well,
they battle their bid. Very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, Georgia's sitting there going, what about us?
Pulled out that win yesterday over Kentucky. I'm not going to mention what happened late night last night on the West Coast in the Eugene area. No, we'll just move on.
Go Ducks.
Ryan throwing to the outside, and he connects with Roddy White. They'll play the SEC championship game right here at the Georgia Dome. We'll have it for you on CBS.
Titans are offsides. Again, another penalty against the Titans. It's 5 so far in the first half.
And the card is out
Offside,
for Kelvin Hayden.
defense number 94, 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And that's Derek Marks called on the penalty. So they've taken the right shoe off of Kelvin Hayden, and as soon as we get an update, we'll pass it along to you. 1st and 5 for Atlanta. Down to 3:20 left in this fast-moving first half. Falcons with a 13-0 lead on Tennessee. Both teams 5-4. Both teams a game and a half behind first place in their respective divisions. Ryan making a switch to the line of scrimmage. Make the handoff, bootleg, and Ryan takes off. Matt Ryan's got a first down, just short of the 35-yard line.
That looked like fun, didn't it? That slide? We got about 8 yards on the slide. Of course, those feet first, they won't give him all that. But he knew right now he's going to run for it. Knew what he needed. He's safe.
Is that something you did a lot? Slide like that?
Not that far.
No.
More like a thud, a slud. A slud into third a lot.
On 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Dizzy D.
Got it. Ryan put that ball right where Eric Weems could catch it. And a flag thrown back at the 25 as William Hayes hit
Personal
Ryan.
foul. Roughing the passer. Landing with full body weight on the quarterback. Number 95, defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Last week they had 9 penalties that cost them 92 yards. They are on their way to topping that here this week.
Well, the penalty is for taking him all the way to the ground, and that's a tough call. Hayes didn't actually know if the ball had been released or not, but if there's any doubt, lay off the quarterbacks. You think they'd have learned by now.
So look where Atlanta has the football now in Tennessee territory. On a give for Turner, and he is spun down hard behind the line of scrimmage. There's a loss of 1 on the play, and we hit the 2-minute warning. Akeem Ayers will get credit for the stop. 13-0 Atlanta with the lead and a chance to put more points on the board. Foot injury for Kelvin Hayden. His return is questionable for Atlanta defensively. Right now Atlanta's focused on offense at a 13-0 lead. 2 minutes to go in this first half.
I'm with it.
Matt Ryan barking out instructions. He's got Jacquizz Rodgers set up in the slot. 5 receivers set. Ryan throws. Tony Gonzalez lost the football. And it's ruled incomplete. Boy, he led Gonzalez perfectly. And then Babineau and McCarthy were there.
Yeah, Babineau comes in with a big shot right on the ball. And that is a good call. Tony Gonzalez does not fumble very often, but did he take 2 steps after the catch?
That is close.
He has not fumbled in an eon. Ian.
No, yeah, I'm Ian. 3rd and 11. A minute 54 to go now in this second quarter. Facing 3rd and long, Ryan throws to Roddy White. And White will come up short of the first down. Again, McCarthy is in there on the stop. And now Atlanta's in no man's land. What do they do here? Just shy of the 35.
Well, you go for it here. Got a good lead, 13-0. You've been in total command. Really too close to kick, to try to punt it. And maybe just too far to try a field goal.
And it looks like they're going to use clock and then call the timeout. In case they don't get it, trying to make sure Tennessee doesn't have more time to work with. This would be a 56-yard attempt.
Well, Bryant's longest in his career happened back in 2006 at 62 yards, but his longest this year is only 50.
Timeout Falcons with 1:08 at Bosher. Mariani, fair catch, and brings it in just outside the 10-yard line, and that's where the Titans will have it. Just over a minute to play. 27-yard punt. What do you think the conversation was along that Atlanta sideline?
Well, it was 4th down. That's twice today where the Falcons have not gone for it, once near the goal line, and then that time. But it's been all Falcon defense in this first half. Chris Johnson, 9 carries, 12 yards, and they have been in Matt Hasselbeck's face all afternoon long.
And Atlanta has now forced a turnover in 28 straight games. Actually, no, that streak stopped last week at 27. On a pass to Jared Cook, and the Titans get a little breathing room here out to the 30-yard line. Tennessee does have 2 timeouts. Hasselbeck working quickly here after the 20-yard gain. Chris Owens in there replacing Kelvin Hayden in the nickel package from the gun. Hasselbeck, tall in the pocket. And Javon Ringer makes a beeline out of bounds. Another Tennessee first down. So they picked up the pace here, and it's working. 11 yards.
Yeah, about 25 to 30 yards will get Baronis in range. Of course, kicking in doors like this is ideal for any kicker. Baronis with a strong leg, and that was a heck of an effort by Ringer. That's twice now he's made big plays in the passing game.
And Baronis, career long of 60 back in 2006, and a long this year of 51. Just across the 40-yard line. A first down with 33 seconds left to play, second quarter. Hasselbeck, deep ball, almost intercepted. Brent Grimes had it on his fingertips. Damian Williams the intended receiver.
I don't think Williams ever located this ball. Hasselbeck had to throw it to the outside because there was double coverage. See the safety coming over from the inside. Grimes should have made that catch, no question about it.
So 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 26 seconds left. Hasselbeck now 9 of 18, 80 yards and a pick.
Hey, round.
Flags thrown on a dump off for Javon Ringer. Stutter step move into Atlanta territory. He's got a first down just across the 45-yard line.
And it appeared the Falcons were they jumped into the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense. Number 55. Penalty's been declined. Result, 1st and 10, Tennessee.
4-time Pro Bowler John Abraham trying to get the advantage.
Michael Roos working against him there. Way too early by Abraham.
So Tennessee still has 2 timeouts here. They've got 18 seconds left. And now in Atlanta territory, Hasselbeck throws on a slant route. Complete. Damian Williams, the USC product, for 16 yards. And they'll use a timeout here. 12 seconds remaining as they get Baronis into field goal range.
And that's the important thing, is they have accomplished that. Now they've got 1 shot at the end zone. But with 1 timeout left, they can use the entire field. Look for Jared Cook, a big target down the middle of the field.
And coming up, Thanksgiving Day, a tradition continues. Reggie Bush and the Miami Dolphins tangle with Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys, both winners today. It all begins with a special holiday edition of the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. Mike Munchak's team, 12 seconds left on the clock. Right now, they're looking at a 46-yard field goal attempt. Tennessee trailing 13-0. Ringer remains in there. Shotgun for Hasselbeck. They handle the rush. Take a shot at it to the end zone. And contact. Williams and Robinson, no flag on the play.
A lot of contact back here. Boy, that should have been called pass interference. You see the left arm go out there. That impedes the progress by Williams. That was a catchable ball. That is a missed call by the officials.
Well, that took 5 seconds off the clock, and they have 7 seconds remaining. They might have been able to squeeze in 1 more crack at a touchdown, but instead Mike Munchak is going to send out the field goal unit, Rob Baronis, who has made 13 straight and played collegiately at Georgia Southern. A 46-yard attempt. From 46 yards away, Baronis splits the uprights. And Tennessee with its first points of the day. 13-3 Atlanta.
That's a job well done by Matt Hasselbeck, running the hurry-up offense. This slant route to Williams, a good play by Ringer on a couple. They went down the field with ease. And really should have the ball, had the ball on the 1 yard line. And a potential pass interference was not called.
7 plays, 62 yards. It took just under a minute. And Baronis with a 46-yard field goal. Titans have actually won 13 of their last 14 games against NFC teams. You could take that further, 18-2 in their last 20 games against teams from the NFC.
And you can see Chris Palmer, their offensive coordinator, talking to Damian Williams, Nate Washington, and Matt Hasselbeck. And Hasselbeck really appreciates the way that Palmer coaches the wide receivers. Everything that Palmer tells the quarterbacks, he tells the receivers, so they're all on the same page at all times.
Palmer, the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns back in 1999 and 2000 when they came back into the NFL. And his 20th NFL season as a coach. And he and Hasselbeck didn't know each other. This was the start of the relationship. And Mike Munchak saying that he has seen the two of them work collaboratively. And
well, they've got so much experience between the two of them as coach.
Right through the back of the end zone. Atlanta will have it at the 20 and probably take a knee here with halftime just around the corner. Falcons lost last week, snapped a 3-game winning streak. They had 481 yards of offense against New Orleans. Just one more yard would have given them a first down and maybe a chance to win the game in OT. Instead, New Orleans took over and John Casey kicked a 26-yard field goal. End of the first half here in Atlanta. The Falcons lead the Titans 13-3 in this interconference matchup. Sprint halftime report is coming up after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS. Start of the third quarter here in Atlanta. Falcons 13, the Titans 3. Time right now to take a look at the NFL mobile recap presented by Verizon.
This is the third of 3 straight receptions for Tony Gonzalez, a 17-yarder for another touchdown for the future Hall of Famer. That was a great start for the Falcons, but after that they had to settle for 2 field goals. And what they've done is they've allowed the Titans to hang in there. Yep. They get this 3-pointer at the end of the first half, and the Titans are still in this ballgame. Ian
Eagle along with Dan Fouts. Titans flat in that first half, but they do get points at the end of the second quarter, and Matt Hasselbeck just huddled up with his offensive players trying to get them going and trying to maybe spark something in this second half. Atlanta's going to get the football first to start the third quarter.
Yeah, and Atlanta got a big boost out of their running game, and especially number 33, Michael Turner, in that first half. He was just dominant.
There's Hasselbeck with the Hall of Famer Bruce Matthews. Hasselbeck, one of the captains of this squad, along with Cortland Finnegan and Tim Shaw on special teams. Titans 5-4, Falcons 5-4. And a game that very well could play a big role in whether or not either of these two teams goes to the playoffs, as Baronis kicks it to Eric Weems. He takes a knee. And Atlanta will have it up to 20. Let's take a look at what Turner did in this first half.
Well, of the 185 yards of total offense the Falcons got, they got 73 on 10 carries by Michael Turner. And how about this exclamation point on Michael Griffin as he goes 35 yards on that carry.
He is so tough to bring down. He comes in averaging 4.4 yards per carry. He is at 7.3 yards per carry here this afternoon in a 1st and 10 for Atlanta from its own 20-yard line. Matt Ryan in that first half, 10 of 14, 101 yards and a touchdown. Tony Gonzalez, leading receiver, 3 catches, 39 yards and the touchdown. Little floater caught by Douglas and angled out of bounds. He did a lot of work for a 3.5-yard gain. Cortland Finnegan with the smack.
Well, you could hear Matt Ryan at the line of scrimmage yelling a limo there, which is a fake to the left. Teams study now quarterbacks' calls at the line of scrimmage, especially with all the microphones that different players are wearing now.
Yeah, we get such great audio, but it can work against teams as other teams scout them. Gonzalez, catch and run. He gets hit from behind, and that's extra yardage across the 40, 16 yards. Colin McCarthy, and Ryan lost his shoe in the process.
But he did find his big tight end. And how about yards after the catch today for Tony Gonzalez? This is twice now. He's turned a short reception into a first down.
4 catches, 55 yards for Gonzalez. Just underway in this third quarter. Eric Weems sharing instructions on the outside. And Ryan looks. Roddy White out route through his hands, incomplete. Jason McCourty in coverage for Tennessee.
That was, again, perfect timing between quarterback and receiver. And Roddy White, hard to explain how he did not catch that one. Went right through his hands.
And we asked Mike Smith about Matt Ryan and his development. He said, quarterback play in this league is just off the charts incredible. And Ryan is in that group of top-notch QBs. He's really progressed. He's done an outstanding job as a decision maker. And his accuracy has really stood out in his 4 years as a pro. Matt Ryan had 9 interceptions all of last season. He's got 10 this year. Almost 11. McCourty had it bounce off his chest, incomplete. Roddy White intended target.
And White had room after this play fake. Ball thrown to the inside behind Roddy White and high. And McCarty could not quite react quickly enough to pick it off.
We asked McCourty for a breakdown of the wide receivers. He said White is just so consistent. We know he's Ryan's go-to guy. Douglas, speedy and quick. And he had a lot of respect for the rookie Julio Jones, who was not in there because of the hamstring injury. Injuries for Tennessee as well. Rude, a groin injury. His return is questionable. Morgan, an ankle injury. Ryan, handled by Gonzalez. But they do not allow him to get to the marker. 7-yard gain. Tennessee has stopped Atlanta on its first drive of the second half. Alteron Werner among those there to help make
Prior
sure.
to the pass, illegal contact, defense. Number 31, 5-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Well, there goes that idea. Cortland Finnegan called on the penalty. And Atlanta's got a first down.
Well, Finnegan's number 31. That is Douglas working to the inside, and Finnegan reaches out and grabs him well beyond the 5-yard marker. Costly penalty. 7 penalties now for Tennessee for 60 yards. Falcons have only been flagged twice for 20. Yeah, you get that type of reaction from the coach. On a third down, that's really where the penalties have killed the Titans today.
So now the feisty Finnegan flagged.
Excuse me?
I said it. Alliteration. Feisty Finnegan flagged.
Really?
I just said it twice. Yeah, really.
You had to go back to it, huh?
Just to prove I could say it again. 13 and a half to go in the third quarter.
Toy boat, toy boat.
And again, Ryan making a change. They swap on the defensive line.
A little bit of a chess match here.
On first down for Atlanta. Ryan looking to throw. Deep ball. Ryan dials it up. Roddy White over the shoulder grab. Fantastic.
Well, they missed on their last 2 pass attempts. One went right through Roddy White's hands. Then Ryan misfired. What a catch. Perfect throw away from the defense. 43 yards. All the way to the 12-yard line. It just doesn't get any better than that between quarterback and receiver.
McCourty and Babineau back defensively, and Ryan able to hit his man, Roddy White.
Perfect throw and perfect catch.
Ryan 13 of 19, 164 yards and a touchdown. On first down, Ryan throws and it bounces, incomplete, flag down. McCarthy, the linebacker, dealing with Tony Gonzalez. That's a rookie against a 15-year pro. Babineau trying to make a case. If it's a penalty on Tennessee, it's 8.
Defense, number 52. Hook and turn the receiver. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Here's Gonzalez, favorite weapon in the red zone. Yeah, that left hand around the hip of Gonzalez, enough to draw the flag. You know, McCarthy knew about it too. He kind of put his hands up like, ooh, I didn't really do that, did I?
First and goal inside the 10. And Turner bangs his way inside the 5. 3-yard gain for Michael Turner. Jarrell Casey sliding down low to help make that stop. It'll be second and goal for Atlanta at the 4.
Falcons starting the second half just as they started the first half with a very good drive threatening the score.
And Tennessee had stopped them on third down, but a penalty against Cortland Finnegan kept the drive alive. Double tight end set, Gonzalez and Palmer. Second and goal for Atlanta. Handoff, Turner steamrolls his way in for the touchdown. Falcons build on their lead here early in the third quarter.
That's the stretch play. Great job by Will Svitek. Justin Blaylock. Watch them come out here and watch the head of steam that Turner gets as he lowers the boom one more time on Michael Griffin.
7 plays, 80 yards. And Turner now with 7 touchdowns in his last 7 games. Extra point, Matt Bryant. It's 20-3. Roddy White, the big catch. And then Turner does the rest to Pater. 8th rushing touchdown of the season for Michael Turner, capping off a 7-play, 80-yard drive and a 20-3 lead for the Atlanta Falcons. 11:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. Everybody was curious, how would this team respond after the bitter defeat to New Orleans, and the Falcons have been solid from the very start. Tennessee has been held to 140 yards of offense. Mariani, the return man, had a punt return for a touchdown last week. And Mariani comes up just short of the 25-yard line. Akeem Dent with the stop on special teams. Let's see if Tennessee can get its offense.
Ever.
Back at the Georgia Dome, the Atlanta Falcons playing their 2nd of 3 straight at home. They'll host Minnesota next week, and they've got a 20-3 lead on Tennessee. Titans with their first possession of the 2nd half. Falcons have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in their last 13 games. Jonathan Stewart of Carolina, the last man to do it back in December of last year. Hasselbeck throws on 1st down. Complete. Nate Washington with the catch and picks up 8.5 yards on the play. David Stewart, a calf injury. His return is questionable, so Mike Otto remains in there on the right side of the offensive line. Running play. And Johnson cannot find the crease to bust it, but he does have enough for a 1st down. NFL Today update. JB and Coach Cowher standing by.
San Francisco still getting it done.
You don't need to get a whole lot with this defense. It's good. Like Alex Smith, Kyle Williams, 8 yards, 16-0 San Francisco, doing it the old-fashioned way. Not turning it over and playing defense.
Alex Smith, 17-30, 229 yards and a touch. Back to the bird and the beard.
All right. JB and the coach keeping us updated. Another slap down by Jonathan Babineau. Team Babineau in attendance. 20 family and friends are at the game for Jonathan and Jordan, including their mom Barbara, who's got halfsies on the jersey. Tennessee on the front, Jordan, Atlanta on the back, Jonathan, and it's bedazzled as well. Very impressive.
And Jordan looking on going, big brother got another swat there. Likes to call his big brother the Monster. Good nickname.
We asked him who paid for the tickets. He said, he's hosting, he's paying. Hasselbeck again. The ball got knocked back.
That hurt Hasselbeck too. He thought it might have been a fumble.
Is this a slip out of his hands? Yep. Lost control of it.
Good call, though, because when his hand was coming forward, the ball was still in it. There's the pressure. Again, it's Ray Edwards. Not necessarily getting a sack, but certainly affecting that play.
So a 3rd and 10 now for Tennessee. Well, we know what's on the line here. With the Matt Schaub injury, the feeling in the AFC South is that it's up for grabs potentially, but Tennessee would need a win to keep pace, a game behind. Nate Washington gets drilled by Brent Grimes, continuing to make plays out of the secondary. A 4-yard gain for Washington and a punt upcoming for Tennessee.
Yeah, just a great open field tackle by Grimes. Washington trying to give him the old shake and bake move on the outside, and Grimes met him where he thought he could go after the fake.
What a success story this cornerback is. Practice squad in 07, NFL Europe, a Division II product out of Shippensburg, and the steady development leading to the Pro Bowl last year. Brett Kern punting. Eric Weems. Fair catch at the 21. 39-yard punt. 20-3 lead for Atlanta. Tennessee is searching for answers. Matt Hasselbeck having a chat with the Tennessee medical staff after he lost the football. Ruled incomplete. But there was some contact there as Ray Edwards applied the pressure. Atlanta takes over 1st and 10 at the 21. And Turner is wrapped up by McCarthy, again stepping in for Barrett Ruud. And McCarthy's not 100%. He's been dealing with a knee injury. Hasselbeck working out the right arm. Loss of 1 on that play for Atlanta. 2nd and 11. Turner remains in there. And Ryan zeroes in underneath to Harry Douglas. And Douglas! All-out sprint after the catch to the 40-yard line and a flag thrown.
Flag thrown well after Douglas was tackled. Roddy White mixing it up there with Alteron Verner and Jason McCourty.
It's a 20-yard gain on the catch and run. 8 penalties against Tennessee. 2 called against Atlanta.
After the play, personal foul, number 31, defense. Blow to the head. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
And it's Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah, he's got this reputation, and you know the officials know who the troublemakers are. This is 2 penalties in the 2nd half now on Finnegan.
Finnegan, a Pro Bowler back in 2008, now in his 6th year in the league. Certainly plays with that edge and that physical style, which has led him to success as a cornerback in this league. But another penalty against Tennessee, and it puts Atlanta at the 45-yard line of the Titans. 9 penalties, 80 yards. Play action. Ryan slings to Turner. And Turner breaks a tackle. Breaks a couple of them. Finally brought down out near 1st down yardage. Give him a gain of 9 on the play. He is just a load.
Well, let's go back to the 9th penalty of the day. 31 is Finnegan. And that slap there and that slap there, totally unnecessary by Finnegan. There would have been no penalty on that play. He didn't slap him there at the end.
The initial contact was acceptable.
Yep.
2nd and 1. Weems lost his helmet on the play. And Snelling brought down by Carl Klug for no gain.
You know, there is no china shop in Atlanta that will let Michael Turner in.
He is 5'10", 247 pounds. It's like a bowling ball. Look at the legs.
Are those legs?
Tree trunks.
And he's got a little nastiness to him, too. He refuses to go down. You don't believe me? Ask Michael Griffin.
He was a 5th-round pick by San Diego back in 2004. Backed up Tomlinson and then got the big deal from Atlanta. 6 years, $34 million. Snelling. He didn't get there. Jason Jones helped make sure of it. And again, Atlanta is in no man's land.
I think it's safe to say that you could probably go for it with a 17-point lead and a dominant defense. See the unbalanced line as Svitek comes over to the right tight end spot. But Snelling, trying his hardest, is going to come up about half a yard shy.
So it's 4th down.
And this is interesting because Quiz Rogers is in the game and not Michael Turner.
Rookie out of Oregon State, Quiz Rogers. A lot of comparisons to Darren Sproles, and they are a yard shy. Little less. It would be a 53-yard field goal attempt. And Smith just said, let's go.
And he's thinking, let's make it.
Yeah. 7:01 to play in the 3rd. Now a change in personnel. Turner will come on along with Cox. Last week against New Orleans, 4th down, decision by Smith to go for it. And there was a little bit of indecision. They considered punting. He sends Turner back on after the timeout, and then obviously New Orleans took over on downs and turned it into 3 points and a win in overtime. This is 4th and 1 for Atlanta. Palmer goes in motion. Trying to make Tennessee jump. Matt Ryan. First down, Falcons.
He hypnotized them. All these shifting, very disciplined offense for Mike Mularkey and Mike Smith on that play. A lot of the fans were starting to groan, thinking he was trying to just draw them off sides. But he knew he was going to go quarterback sneak the whole time. It got the Titans confused, as with all the movement going on in the backfield.
So this fourth down is converted. And a first down just inside the 35. 17-point lead for the Atlanta Falcons. Interaction a game and a half behind New Orleans. Running lane for Turner. And Michael Turner is dishing out some punishment. Penalty marker thrown back at the 29.
Yeah, right at the point of attack. This is going to be holding.
Number 84, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Now Roddy White trying to help out, blocking. So this one is coming back.
Well, we've seen the punishment. Let's hear it now.
Last week, Turner had 96 yards on the ground. Here today, 79 yards and a touchdown. So first and 16 now for Atlanta. A pick for Roddy White. And White nearly takes it the distance. Chopped down inside the 10. 32 yards.
How about the convoy of Claybo and Hawley? 77 and 61, and they are hauling to get in front of White and get him all the way inside the 10. Perfect execution again by the Falcons. And how about that hustle by the two big guys? Outstanding.
Hawley goes 302. Claybo goes 329. A Pro Bowler last year at right tackle.
They may have lost a few pounds on that jog. They were running, boy.
Let's see what the weigh-in says after the game. First and goal for Atlanta. 3 tight ends in this formation. Jaquiz Rogers. And Rogers, 3-yard gain on the play. Kept going. They're not going to give him the extra yards. And mark him down at the 5.
And I know you like the description that the coaches have for Jaquiz Rogers. He's not small, he's just short.
Yeah.
And he's powerful. I mean, he's a mini Michael Turner.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Make sure you're paying attention.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Second and goal for Atlanta. 10th play of the drive. They've got a 20-3 lead on Tennessee. Rogers remains in the backfield. The pitch. Rogers can't turn the corner, and he is thrown down by Akeem Ayers. That's rookie against rookie, and Pac-10 guys that know each other. Oregon State on offense, UCLA on defense.
Yeah, this is a good effort by Ayers to fight through the blocks there of Tony Gonzalez and then finish off the play. A little frustration shown by the Titan defense that time. But again, they're coming up big in this type of situation, trying to keep the Falcons off the scoreboard.
Third and goal for Atlanta. Gonzalez in motion. Ryan out of the gun. Pump. Ryan throws. It's low and incomplete. Snelling the intended receiver. So we'll see Matt Bryant come on once again for the Falcons. 3:11 mark of this third quarter.
Titans did a good job of taking away Ryan's primary receiver and forcing him to throw a dangerous pass over the middle to Snelling.
Another short attempt here for Bryant. Steady 10th year pro. 24-yarder is good. And the Falcons in front 23-3 here at home. Late in the third quarter, we're coming back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by and by Hanes. Look great, feel great in the undershirt with the lay flat collar.
Back here in Atlanta, Falcons 23, the Titans 3, and there will be a change at quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck, a right elbow injury. And the rookie from Washington, Jake Locker, will come on as Hasselbeck running. Busting it to the outside. Mariani now into Atlanta territory and thrown down just short of the 45-yard line by Jaquiz Rogers on special teams. The number 8 overall pick in the 2011 draft from Washington, Jake Locker, takes over the offense when we return. The rookie Jake Locker takes over at quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck, injured on the previous series, his right elbow, and Locker play fake to open up. Locker throws, broken up. Damian Williams, the intended receiver, with Grimes there once again for Atlanta. Let's take a look at what happened to Matt Hasselbeck.
Well, you saw the ice bag on his right elbow. Pressure coming from the right side. Again, it's Ray Edwards working against Mike Otto.
Yeah, you wonder if Hasselbeck hit his elbow against Otto's helmet. Maybe grazed it as he was extending on the follow-through.
He felt it immediately, as whether it's a bruise or a pull of some type. Bad break for Hasselbeck.
And Locker gets an opportunity. We've seen rookie quarterbacks all over the NFL this season. And Locker complete. Jared Cook. That is the second completion of the season for Jake Locker. Hasselbeck, along with third-string quarterback Rusty Smith, who is inactive, along the sideline trying to aid Locker right now. 3rd and 2 coming up after the 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, what we've seen on those first 2 pass attempts, a couple of fastballs. That was a fine throw under pressure by Locker.
Well, the scouting report on Locker, strong arm. That's never been the question. Accuracy has been part of the equation, though. 3rd and 2, moving pocket. Locker on the move, pops one downfield, and complete. Breaking loose for the touchdown, Nate Washington. And the Titans.
It may come back, Ian.
Penalty marker.
Number 50, defense. Contact to the neck and face mask area of the quarterback. That foul will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
It's Curtis Lofton. 40-yard touchdown. The Titans trying to battle back in the second half. And the first career NFL touchdown for Jake Locker.
And it's thrown like a real veteran, away from the defense with great anticipation. And he is rewarded with a great effort as Washington pulls away from Thomas Decoud for the score. How about that for Jake Locker? All passes on that drive, 2 completions, and his first career TD pass.
Extra point from Rob Baronis.
You know, sometimes defenses are guilty of relaxing when a rookie comes into the game. Shame on you, Atlanta.
And even a backup in general, especially at that spot. And Locker gives the Tennessee Titans a boost. Some help from Nate Washington creating after the catch. Long kick return by Mark Mariani helps set up the Tennessee Titans, and then Jake Locker with his first NFL touchdown on his 5th attempt gives the Titans their first touchdown of the day.
You know, I like the way they moved him around too, Ian. They bootlegged him on the first play, stood in the pocket on the second pass, but that was a dead sprint out and a well-anticipated throw, reading the coverage and seeing where his receiver Washington was before the defense could react.
And after the penalty on Lofton, Titans will kick it off from the 50 with Rob Baronis. And it's good. Or was it wide to the right?
It was long enough.
NFL Today update. Let's head to New York right now. JB Cody. All right, guys, thanks very much.
Be a pretty sad picture at 60 years old, JB.
Really? Do we have video?
Black and white. Stills.
What a run the Chicago Bears are on, and on the flip side, the San Diego Chargers. free fall continues. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Give this to Michael Turner. Let's see if the Titans defense can now step forward after they get contributions from special teams and on offense. Werner and Klug bring down Turner. No gain on the play. Get scores. Manage CBS Sports Fantasy Football teams on your mobile phone. To get the free app, simply call *CBS or go to cbssports.com/mobile. 2nd and 11 for the Falcons. Turner 82 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Down to 1:25 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Now Ryan taking his time. The chess match, as you mentioned earlier in this quarter, continuing. Ryan, bootleg, rush coming. Ryan gets rid of it. Incomplete. Roddy White went down. McCourty then got tangled up. That would have been an opportunity for a pick. Ryan got hit by Jason Jones on the play.
How about the speed of Jason Jones taking off after the quarterback? Boy, that type of hit was called earlier in the day against William Hayes. Receiver and defensive back just got their feet tangled up. Plus, ball thrown way out of bounds. Uncatchable.
So now 3rd and 11. Atlanta's been able to convert on a couple of first downs, but opportunities based on penalties as well. Ryan throws in stride. Roddy White. 1st down across the 40 for the Falcons. That's a 23-yard pass play.
Great job of stepping up into the pocket, and a good job by White continuing across the field. A little hole in the zone defense is all they need. But Ryan on the run, moving up, throwing a strike.
6 catches, 123 yards for Roddy White. Out across the 40-yard line now. Jason Snelling gets his chance up the gut and carries just short of the 45. Jarrell Casey. It's a 3-yard gain for Snelling. And that'll be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So Tennessee able to creep a little closer, but they need to stop Atlanta on one of these drives and get it back to the offense. We'll head to the 4th. Falcons 23, Titans 10. Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew with you tonight from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, 23-10. Falcons leading the Titans. Tennessee getting its first touchdown thanks to Jake Locker stepping in for the injured Matt Hasselbeck. The pass to Nate Washington. Locker's first NFL touchdown pass. Falcons, though, have the football, a 2nd and 8 now. Just short of the 45-yard line of Atlanta. And a 13-point lead. Matt Ryan has been terrific. 17 of 25, 248 yards and a touchdown. Flag thrown as Turner is brought down. McCarthy there along with William Hayes.
They're going to get an illegal motion on Eric Weems. As Ryan was changing the play, Weems was adjusting his split. Did not get set.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving and not resetting prior to the snap. Penalty's been declined. 3rd down.
So it's a loss of 1 on the play instead of giving Atlanta an extra crack at it. The decision by Mike Munchak to force them into a 3rd and 9. Time of possession is all Atlanta. 27:52 to 17-12.
But the Titans have done well defensively on 3rd downs today. Atlanta's only converted 3 of 8.
And this is a 3rd and 9 now for the Falcons. Jacquizz Rodgers is in. Weems sets up on the outside from the gun. Ryan, pressure. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Rodgers, but there were 2 in the area. Roddy White also there. Ayers with a hit on Matt Ryan. And it's 4th down and an opening here for Tennessee.
Yeah, here's Rodgers coming out of the backfield, number 22. He looks a little bit confused there. And White thought the ball was going to him. Rodgers thought it was going to White.
Matt Bosher. First punt was for 27 yards to pin Tennessee deep in its own territory. Mariani steps forward and gets hit. His own man got pushed by Eric Weems, and Campbell hit him as Mariani had no room to work with. 39-yard punt, a loss of 1 on the return.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Atlanta 23, Tennessee 10, early stages, fourth quarter here at the Georgia Dome. All Falcons in the first half, but the Titans did get a field goal at the end of the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, injury to Matt Hasselbeck, Jake Locker steps in, touchdown pass to Nate Washington. Titans are within 13 now, and they've got the football just across the 15-yard line. Trying to get Chris Johnson going, and it's not working. Croy Bierman with the stop. It's a loss of 2 on the play.
Well, when you've carried it 11 times for 12 yards, it's because of penetration, and then frustration sets in, and then pursuit by this Atlanta defense.
So Locker to throw it. Check down underneath. And Johnson out across the 20-yard line to the 21. Chris Owens with the hit.
And the challenge, Ian, for Locker obviously is to get some points on the board, but this is a classic bend but don't break defense. He's going to have to be very patient with his throws.
Now a 3rd and 6. Atlanta crowds the line. And Locker is on time to Washington. Forward progress will get him to the first down line. So this drive continues for Locker and the Titans.
He's doing a good job of reading the defense and then getting the ball out quickly and on target.
Comes from a football family. His dad, Scott, played at Western Washington University. Locker from Ferndale, Washington. Delay. And Johnson still having a tough time getting out in space as the Falcons converge and limit Johnson to no gain on the play. The longest run of the day for the Titans belongs to Matt Hasselbeck. 17 yards.
And that's not good. 13 rushes, or rather just 29 yards rushing the whole day for the Titans. 17 from the quarterback.
12 carries, 12 yards for Chris Johnson. 2nd and 10 from the gun. Locker steps up. Tried to hit Mariani in stride. And it looked like Locker was going to run with it. Curtis Lofton drew the assignment, the linebacker, who has been playing at a Pro Bowl level.
Yeah, Locker may want to rethink this one, because as he comes up into the pocket, he sees Mariani flash in front of him, but he had a lot of running room as well, and he is a powerful runner.
3rd and 10. Locker is 4 of 6 for 61 yards and a touchdown. Look at what the Titans have done on 3rd down today. 6 of 10. Locker. Too high for Williams. Incomplete. And Tennessee will punt it.
And that's a good defensive series for the Falcons.
Offensive coordinator Chris Palmer coaching them up. 5th punt of the day for Tennessee. 214 yards of offense for the Titans. Atlanta has 346. And Eric Weems waiting for it at the 21-yard line. Sailing kick from Kern. Fielded at the 20. 52-yard punt. And Weems is spun down across the 35 by Craig Stevens on special teams. A 16-yard return. Frustration in the running game. That has been a big part of the story once again.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T. Rowe Price. Understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence. The all-new Volkswagen Passat. That's Das Auto. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Falcons with the lead here in the 4th quarter on Tennessee. 23-10. 12:05 left on the clock. And Atlanta with a 1st and 10 at its own 36-yard line. Matt Ryan, no mistakes to speak of today, as Turner runs it into a crowd and no gain on the play. Aerial coverage of tonight's action being provided by DirecTV. The city of Atlanta lit up. Now the Falcons trying to move to 6-4. Defending NFC South champions. They were the #1 seed in the playoffs last year. And then Green Bay went on that run. Matt Rodgers and company, Aaron Rodgers, excuse me, just plowed through the competition. The win in Philadelphia was a tight one, and then they just dominated the Falcons in the NFC playoffs before getting the win against Chicago and advancing to the Super Bowl. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Ryan hauled in by White. First down in Tennessee territory at the 40-yard line. That's a 24-yard hookup.
It's almost as if Ryan's taking so much time at the line of scrimmage, he's putting the defense to sleep. You get after the play fake here, you got a lot of time to throw. Deep crossing route by White. 7 catches now for 147 yards. How about 20 yards a pop for Roddy White?
Huge numbers. And Ryan with a chance to crack 300. He has never had back-to-back 300-yard games in his NFL career. Turner. Hit down low. McCarthy. Boy, the rookie out of Miami. Dan Morgan comparisons at Miami. You can see why. Loss of 1 on the play.
Well, he had 12 tackles last week against Carolina. This one, he's going to ring his bell a little bit as he hits those tree trunks you were talking about of Michael Turner.
And McCarthy in for Barrett Ruud, who aggravated that groin injury.
You see him directing traffic, too, on the defensive side.
How about that for a rookie? He's calling the plays. 9 tackles for McCarthy. It's Ryan to Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez putting up impressive numbers. That's 19 yards. He's got 74 now on the day and a touchdown.
Left side of the screen down and to the inside. The timing with the quarterback is perfect. As soon as Gonzalez came out of his break getting behind Will Witherspoon, the ball was on target.
So another first down now for Atlanta. There's been a real patience there from Ryan, getting the Falcons into the right play at the line of scrimmage. Turner, stutter step. William Hayes combining with Senderick Marks to bring him down. Well, Tony Gonzalez now over 50 catches on the season, and another category that he shares with the great Jerry Rice. Only players in NFL history to do it.
And I asked him if he started to prepare his Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah.
It's never too early. The problem is he may never retire.
The way he's playing and the way that he keeps himself in shape. He is a free agent after this year. Ryan, play fake. Deep ball. Broken up. Penalty marker thrown.
Got to get Michael Turner.
Roddy White with Babineau, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Holding. Number 33. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
Yeah, this is a takedown by Turner, 33, working against Michael Griffin. And a obvious call.
So 2nd and 20. More on Gonzalez. We asked him end of the year, what's your routine? He said, look, I like to go home and just veg, not do anything related to football. And then I'll sit down with my family. We'll figure out what makes sense moving forward. It is the final year of his contract.
He wants to be here, though. He loves it here.
I think he'll come back.
I think they should make sure he comes back.
2nd and 20. Ryan, Palmer released. And Michael Palmer, one of 3 tight ends on the roster in his 2nd year from Clemson, a local product from Stone Mountain, Georgia. 11-yard gain on the play.
And that's another area where Gonzalez can help, is with the younger players, the tight ends. and really everybody, but the way he prepares for games, the way he keeps his body in condition, and he's a connoisseur of Belgian beer, which caught my attention.
Yeah, you did perk up in the meeting when he started talking about that. I noticed that.
That's my kind of health food.
Yeah. Matt Ryan is over 300 yards passing, back-to-back games, first time in his career. Ryan darts one over the middle. Weems with a spin move, and Eric Weems fighting for first down yardage. And they spot the ball right at that first down marker. Michael Griffin with a tackle.
And Weems is such a high-effort player. Watch the effort after the catch. Get by Babineau and make another tackler miss. And going to be close enough to bring out the chains.
Measurement here, 7:35 to play in the fourth. And Atlanta in control, a 23-10 lead. He's short. A field goal would give them a 16-point lead, which would mean 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. What does Mike Smith do here? He's leaving his offense on the field on a 4th and 1.
Well, the last time they did this, remember, Ryan easily picked it up with a quarterback sneak. But a field goal here would be wise to get it to a 16-point lead. Very difficult to convert 2-pointers in the NFL.
The whole message that Smith has had since he took over as head coach, don't lose back-to-back games. He said there's a great group of mentors on the team, older players. They've identified the leaders in every meeting room. And that's why we've seen the consistency the last 3 years. 4th and 1. Ryan was able to do it himself last time. There was movement there, and a flag comes down on the hard count.
What a masterful job this entire game that Matt Ryan has made at the line of scrimmage. His coach is happy, and their coach ain't.
Well, the penalties for Mike Munchak's squad. You know, Mike Munchak was a disciplined player. 9 Pro Bowls.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, result, 1st and 10.
Take a listen here.
Yeah, the last time they had all those shifts and motions, Ryan did run the quarterback sneak. Titans knew it was coming again. They just couldn't hold their water, so to speak, long enough.
1st and goal for Atlanta inside the 10. Cox and Turner in the backfield. Ryan throws. Roddy White. It was on his hands on a high throw. Unable to secure it.
That was a beautiful throw and a great effort by White. Right behind the defender. Michael Griffin could not get back to it, nor could White get enough of those gloves on that ball to haul it in.
Well, the ice pack is off the right elbow of Matt Hasselbeck. The Tennessee Titans are 6 minutes and 43 seconds away from moving to 5-5 on the season and 2 games behind the Texans in the AFC South. Ryan on a handoff. Turner, loose football, and recovered. Colin McCarthy came in to knock it free. And the Titans take over at the 6:36 mark of the 4th quarter. Will Witherspoon on the recovery for Tennessee. Atlanta coughs it up. The Falcons were trying to seal the deal, and McCarthy got his helmet right on the ball. Fumble by Michael Turner has given Tennessee the football. 1st and 10 just across the 15-yard line. Locker. Jared Cook takes a shot from Chris Owens, who has stepped in for the injured Kelvin Hayden. And it's a 5-yard gain for the tight end. And an injury, it's Leroy Harris. He's gotten himself upright and heads to the huddle. Tennessee already lost David Stewart earlier today to a calf injury. Mike Otto is playing on that right side. Locker out of the pocket. And Locker throwing on the move, straddling that sideline is Nate Washington. And Locker himself was very close to the line of scrimmage and turns it upfield for 17 yards.
Receivers going into their scramble rules after the quarterback breaks the pocket there. Look how he squares his shoulders and throws a dart to Washington right on the sidelines.
Boy, Locker can move. That's one thing we've seen in the limited action here second half. Locker taking over for Matt Hasselbeck. Pump, and we'll throw it down to the turf in the direction at the feet of Javon Ringer.
And it's interesting that at the start of this series, it's been Ringer in the lineup for Mike Munchak, not Chris Johnson. That time Jonathan Babineau got in the way of that screen. That was a heads-up throwaway by young Jake Locker.
Ringer does have 3 catches for 35 yards. You see the numbers on Locker and Hasselbeck today. Second and 10 now for the Titans. Under 6 minutes to play. It is a 13-point lead. A touchdown here, and this could get very interesting. Almost picked off by Lofton. He stepped in front of the tight end, Jared Cook.
That ball had so much smoke on it, that would have been a tough catch for Cook as well. Good effort here. Watch Lofton dive in front of the receiver.
And now 3rd and 10. Shotgun for Locker. Plenty of deep coverage. Locker's going to run with it. Locker to the outside and veers out of bounds. He's got a first down. Locker showing off his nimble feet and a 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, and he's a head-first quarterback, too. He's not going to do any sliding. He's not going to go out of bounds until he knows he's got the first down. They're going to shift the ball into his left arm to protect it from the tackler.
An injured Falcon on the play. Corey Peters is hunched over. So clock stops with 5:24 remaining in the 4th quarter. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the game between the Titans and the Falcons. Ian Eagle along with Dan Fouts, producer Ken Mack, director Suzanne Smith. Our score, Atlanta 23, Tennessee 10. 60 Minutes will be seen immediately after the game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time.
And what we've seen in the AFC South is it's no place for quarterbacks this year.
No.
Starting with David Garrard in Jacksonville, and of course the Peyton Manning situation. Matt Schaub getting injured last week, and today Matt Hasselbeck with the elbow injury. This may be the dawn of a new era for the Titans. Jake Locker picked, as you said, 8th overall out of the University of Washington, performing admirably under very difficult situations against a top NFL defense.
Matt Schaub, right foot injury. Heard Charlie Casserly on the NFL Today, our NFL Today GM, talking about this week, determining whether or not Schaub needs surgery. Locker is dumped. John Abraham. Just his 4th sack of the season. Abraham, second among active players in career sacks behind Jason Taylor. That will be 106.5 for Abraham.
And that's just the first sack for either team today.
Shotgun, Locker, 2nd and 16. Steps and throws. It bounced. Incomplete. He overshot Jared Cook. And Thomas Deku had a beat on it. So it's 3rd and long now for the Titans. 4:46 remaining.
Well, obviously you got 2 downs to pick it up now with just 4:46 to go and down 13. So Locker's got to remember he doesn't need to get it all in one play. Get half of it now, half of it on 4th.
Ringer remains in there for Tennessee. Rush coming. Locker unloads. High throw. Williams went upstairs. Dante Robinson with the hit along the sideline. Tight coverage, and it's 4th down.
It was good coverage by Sean Weatherspoon, the linebacker, who forces this ball to be thrown high, and that allows Robinson to come over and knock it out of Williams' hands.
So 4th down. Here it is for Tennessee.
See, that's the problem with going for it on 3rd down, as he did that time, instead of maybe checking it down to Ringer, letting him get half of it.
Fourth and 16 for the Titans. Locker with a deep drop. Out of the pocket. On the run. It's complete. Jared Cook's got a 1st down. And Jake Locker able to smoke that ball in there.
Boy, the ball is not in the air long, is it? It gets out of his hands. And a heck of an effort by Cook for 22 yards in the 1st down. But watch this shot. Across his body, across the middle. And Cook shows his athletic ability to pick up that 1st down.
Locker. Out route. And a little pushing and shoving between Williams and Robinson. High throw, incomplete. Have you liked what you've seen out of Jake Locker?
What's not to like? I mean, he's come into a situation where his team was all but dead in this ball game. Gets the touchdown pass on his 3rd throw of the game to Nate Washington, and now is operating like a seasoned pro.
Locker is 7 of 15, 105 yards and a touch. 2nd and 10. Pressure from the blind side, avoids it. Locker deep downfield and caught. Lavelle Hawkins inside the 5. Locker kept the play alive.
And Lavelle Hawkins has a bad finger. Watch his strong hands take this ball away from Dante Robinson after the scramble. Locker hanging in there. A little bit of a push off there, perhaps. And then it's the alley-oop.
What a catch in traffic there, covering 32 yards. 1st and goal. Inside the 5. 13-point lead for Atlanta. Locker from the gun. Throws. End zone. Williams ruled incomplete. Robinson with a shove.
Yeah, even if he had caught the ball, he would come down out of bounds. Locker with just a little bit too much smoke on this one. And a little bit behind Williams. Got to throw that one down and away right at the pylon.
Atlanta 2nd in the NFL in red zone defense this season. Tennessee the highest percentage of touchdowns in the red zone in the NFL. 2nd and goal.
Remember Locker's mobility. Quarterback draw would not be a bad call right here.
Play clock winding down. Shotgun. Fade route. Too high for Williams.
And that is not Jake Locker's strength, the touch pass, not yet. He'll learn, though. You know how you learn that one?
Practice. Tennessee Titans trying to match their win total from last season. They were 6-10 last year, 1-7 in the 2nd half of the season. Interaction at 5-4 today. 3rd and goal for Tennessee. Locker on the move. A strike to Washington. Touchdown Titans. The 2nd time those two have hooked up for a touchdown. And it's Jake Locker, the rookie, leading the charge back for Tennessee.
Yeah, it's Locker's speed to the corner here. He's got a clear throwing lane, Good route by Washington. Ball perfectly placed. Easy touchdown.
And an enthusiastic Matt Hasselbeck along the sideline. 14 plays, 84 yards. They do it after the fumble by Turner. Extra point, Baronis. The Tennessee Titans are in it. 23-17, Atlanta. It looked like the Atlanta Falcons had this game in hand, and all of a sudden, the Tennessee Titans are within 6 with 3:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. 14 plays, 84 yards. It's Locker to Washington for the 4-yard touchdown. And you see what Locker did on the drive, including the fourth down. Atlanta will have it at the 20. Tennessee has all 3 timeouts remaining and looking for a defensive stand. Ryan and the Falcons offense when we come back. 3:17, 3:06 left to play in the fourth quarter. Remember, Atlanta had a chance to kick a field goal that would have made it a 16-point lead, which would have forced Tennessee into 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. They got the penalty call, and now they're trying to ice it on offense. Michael Turner separating himself from the defense on the outside as Turner takes the perimeter and turns it upfield for a first down.
And separating Jordan Babineau from his senses. He has just drilled Michael Griffin a couple times today. Now he takes out after the other safety, Babineau. Great play on first down.
He is just knocking people over. 100 yards on the ground for Turner.
And the Titan defense has felt every bit of that. The other part of it, and how about after the fumble, coming out with that type of effort on his next carry?
It forces Tennessee into a timeout because Turner stayed in bounds. 2:47 remaining in the fourth, and now the Titans have 2 timeouts remaining. 24th 100-yard rushing game as a Falcon. That's first all time in team history for Michael Turner. 6-point lead for Atlanta. Keep it on the ground. And Snelling spilled out near midfield for a pickup of 2 running off tackle. And another timeout used. So clock stops with 2:41 showing on the clock, and Tennessee with 1 timeout left, and of course the 2-minute warning.
And what the timeout does, obviously stops the clock, but also gives Michael Turner a chance to catch his breath.
Standings in the NFC South. New Orleans on its bye. Atlanta trying to move to within 1 game behind the Saints in the standings. What a crushing loss that was last week to New Orleans in overtime.
Yeah, Tampa Bay hung in there with Green Bay today at Lambeau, didn't they?
.241 remaining, 2nd and 8. On the give for Jason Snelling, a 1-yard gain for Atlanta, and Tennessee has used its final timeout. The Falcons will face a 3rd and 7 now. Let's check out the game summary. Tony Gonzalez got the touchdown to get things started. Turner added to it, and then Locker stepped in to replace the injured Matt Hasselbeck. He hooks up with Nate Washington to give Tennessee its first touchdown. Turner fumbles the ball. Titans get it back, and Locker connects with Washington to bring the Titans to within 6. 2:36 to play in the fourth quarter here at the Georgia Dome.
And the big if now is if the Titan defense can stop the Falcons here, Locker will have to run the hurry-up offense, needing to get in an end zone for a touchdown with no timeouts.
4 receivers set. Quiz Rogers is in. Shotgun on a 3rd and 7. Huge 3rd down here for Atlanta. Ryan over the middle. Low throw is handled by Douglas, and he is right across the first down line. They'll move the chains, and Atlanta gets to use more clock.
Yeah, this could do it. This is a first down for Atlanta.
And Tennessee has no timeouts remaining. They've got the 2-minute warning, but that's it. Atlanta has just clinched the win. Matt Ryan, 316 yards through the air. And the clutch throw to Douglas to seal it for the Falcons. They'll be moving to 6-4 on the season. Third quarter right elbow injury to Matt Hasselbeck. First extended action for the rookie Jake Locker, and he certainly showed why he was a top 10 pick in the draft. Locker played well. 9 of 19, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big throw to Jared Cook on 4th down, and then hooking up with Hawkins down the sideline on a big play to set up the touchdown. But the story here for the Atlanta Falcons will be getting the sour taste out of their mouths from last week. Moving on, Curtis Lofton said, hey, we've got a 24-hour rule. Win or lose. Watch the film and move forward.
Yeah, and don't let one loss distract you enough so that you lose the next game. They certainly did not do that today.
And their body of work under Mike Smith shows that. 28 games now, 29 where they have not suffered back-to-back losses. The remaining schedule for the Falcons coming up: Minnesota, then at Houston with Matt Leinart under center. At Carolina, there's opportunities for Atlanta to make up ground. And certainly a viable playoff team right now in the NFC.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Houston does with Matt Leinart now. They still have a very potent offense. They get Andre Johnson back as a wide receiver.
And Tennessee drops to 5-5. Tampa Bay on the schedule. Buffalo really struggling. New Orleans and Indianapolis still to come. The Atlanta Falcons bounce back. A 23-17 win at home over Tennessee. And the Falcons had to hold on to get the W. Mike Munchak, Mike Smith meeting at midfield. The running game will still be a huge storyline for the Titans. Held to 40 yards on the ground, 12 carries for 12 yards for Chris Johnson. Final score here at the Georgia Dome. Falcons 23, the Titans 17. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, followed by The Amazing Race, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. For Dan Fouts, this is Ian Eagle. So long from Atlanta. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.